All right, Brian.
Hello.
How you been?
I've been good, Gonzo.
Good to
How's
see you.
life?
Yeah, it's life, you know.
Yeah, it's life.
We're getting older. How is that possible?
Oh man, I'm telling you.
I had to bring it up, right?
You had to bring it up. I'm feeling it now. Feeling it.
Before we started recording this, you were kind of trying to think back to when we first interviewed or first talked to each other, right?
I remember when I met you. Yeah. Marlboro.
Kind of Marlboro music or Marlboro talent show or something.
Talent show. Yeah, I was in a band. That was the Johnny with an I band. Yeah, and we. I don't think we took the top prize, but we went to the finals. Did we take the top?
You did. I think you talked. I think you took the top prize.
Yeah. Remember, it was mostly hair bands. Remember that?
I
They all
do.
hated us. We got ice thrown at us. We came out there in our alternative clothing and beaten. I took a tom drum out front and beat the hell out of it. And then that was the first interview I ever did was with you. Yeah, right afterwards.
That's not the only time. That set a precedent for your career because later on in life, as the verve-pipe, you did have things thrown at you when you opened up for Kiss.
Yeah, ironically enough, another hair band.
I remember that story. I mean, we could, we could tell a lot of stories because you and I go back a long way.
Yeah, that was late 80s.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I do remember about that interview back in 1990, I think it was that you had also just gotten off a gig where you played Farm Aid.
Yeah, that
Willie
was
Nelson.
1990. Yeah, that was April of 1990.
Yeah.
So that was my big moment.
How did that all happen? Because here you are, you're like just a kid, right?
Yeah.
And you had done a video or something, or not even, it was
No,
pre-video,
I
wasn't it?
did. How did that come about? I met him. A buddy of mine worked for a country station and asked me if I wanted to meet Willie Nelson, and so we got to go up in Willie's bus, and I gave Willie my demo tape.
Okay.
And it had a song called "This Promised Land" on it, which was quite terrible song. It was schmaltzy.
Right.
There was a lot of rainbows and.
Wow.
I think it was a unicorn made an appearance. But he loved it. He loved the song. And Willie Nelson listened to the demo. He loved the song, and he called me 3 days later and said, "You want to play at Farm Aid 4?" I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, of course." So he gave me my first big break. Yeah,
Willie Nelson gave you your first big break.
How about that?
Yeah, I remember talking to you, and you'll love this. So I think it was the first week on the job that I came to Grand Rapids in August of 1990. And my first week on the job,
yeah.
I remember interviewing you, and you're not going to believe the first concert I reviewed at Club Eastbrook.
Club Eastbrook.
The very first week on the job.
Let me guess.
Sure, go ahead and guess.
Robert Palmer.
No.
Wasn't he there? He was there around that time.
He could have played there. It wasn't NSYNC. That was much later in the 90s.
Who was it?
It was Taylor Dane.
Oh my God! Wow. What an
Wow.
assignment.
I know. Yes.
Wow.
Taylor Dane, first week on the job.
Where is he now?
She.
I know, it was a joke. I looked at the camera and said,
Where is he now? Hey, you never know. It was the 90s. It was a free-for-all back in the 90s, right?
It was. Oh, fun.
Do you remember the 90s much?
I'm reminded every time the checks come in. So,
Which is a good thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to go. So we're gonna cover a lot of ground here.
Okay.
Also want to be respectful of your time too, and but want to talk a little bit about the upcoming show. Hey, can you make sure that mic is on? I just want to.
Yeah, it's on.
Does it say up?
I
Okay.
checked, yeah.
All right. Here I am trying to teach the professional about a microphone. You have some shows coming up at the Listening Room. I have not been to the Listening Room yet. Can you tell people more about that venue?
Yeah, it's a fantastic venue. This town was in desperate need of a venue where people would shut up and listen to shows. Frankly, it really is like the greatest setup because it's got an amazing sound system. It's a terrific size room. It's a couple hundred seats, so it's intimate, candlelit kind of thing. And we get to play songs and tell stories, and it's terrific. It's for people who really love music.
Right. So it's more like storytellers type of atmosphere.
Yeah, I think so. Although we're trying to cram a lot of songs into each one of these nights, so there's not going to be as much storytelling as there is music, for sure, because we try to do, between 16 to 24 songs an evening to get people their money's worth. And these particular shows have, each one has a different theme. So we're going to tell as many stories as I can about growing up in Grand Rapids, and then rock out the rest of the time.
So the shows will have different themes. November 27th is the first night, which is the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that is, I suffered a pop smear. That's what we're calling that one. So we're going to do the 2 independent albums.
Mm-hmm.
We do most of the songs up for those for the first set, and then we'll come back out for a second set and we'll play, the other hits, over the years.
Right.
But so that'll be that theme. That's the old school night.
Right.
Yeah. And then Friday is going to be a band member spectacular, which we did in Ann Arbor, went over huge. Each member of the band, I don't know if you know the guys in the band,
Sure,
Randall
I know
Fly and Joel Ferguson and
Joel.
Lou Musa and Channing Lee, Sam Briggs. But these guys are all uber talented songwriters as well. So each individual member gets a moment where they get to do one of their tunes.
Right.
And we pay attention to that particular member for a moment and honor them, and that's a cool night. And then we play all the other, songs as well, the other hits. And then the last night's going to be fan favorites. We're going through the list. I've compiled a graph of the most requested songs over the last 29 years, and we're going to play those songs. So that's going to be a night. That's going to be a long,
So I'm guessing
2-hour show. I'm sure.
I'm guessing the freshman's number 1.
Freshman's number 1.
But what's number 2? Let me guess.
You
What
guess.
would be number 2?
It's a close second, actually.
Is it really that
Over
close?
the years, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Never Let You Down?
No, Colorful.
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 I should have guessed
Huge.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Colorful is slowly gaining followers, in fact, listeners, because, over the years across the world,
Yeah.
now Rockstar has become such a popular movie all over the world
Right.
that I'm pretty sure Freshman's closing in on, Colorful's closing in on Freshman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you and Jennifer Aniston still text back and
Sure,
forth like you
of
used to do back in the
Yeah,
day?
why not? She's a nice kid.
She's a nice kid.
No, she has a restraining order against me.
Isn't it funny how her career is just as big as it was then almost?
Yeah, well, she was a box office, gold back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
especially, and Mark too. Mark was at the,
Sure.
both of them were at the height. And Mark's probably gotten a little even higher since then.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, yeah. We had great stars, and then we had all the, the popular hair band guys, the guys from Dokken,
Mhm.
Jeff Thompson taught me how to play bass from Dokken, Blaz Lives from Slaughter, and Zach Wilde. I mean, it was a great set.
What an experience for you.
No, it was amazing. And I was, it was right at the end of the freshman. It was like 2000, I think, 1999, 2000. So it was great momentum too. Unfortunately, that movie and that album that we released, were released on 9/11.
Yeah.
So that was a tough break because you couldn't really go and promote it.
Right.
And then it was a matter of trying to figure out what the band wanted to do, and then that's when we started making the kids record.
Do you love watching yourself in the movie when it comes on reruns or something?
I don't watch it. My wife, the last time Lux made me watch it, she made me sit down and watch it one night. We had a couple bottles of wine. And we watch it and just laugh because it's so ridiculous. But that was probably 10 years. I haven't seen it in 10 years.
Yeah. But is that your voice at the end?
Yeah, Mark lip syncs to my voice. Pretty weird stuff. Weird until the checks started coming.
Until the checks started coming in, yeah. What a career though that you've had. The Verve-pipe has had. Because I know for you, you're a humble guy. Your band's important to you.
Thanks.
And also the guys that were there from the beginning with Johnny with an I and Water for the Pool, and all those those early days, and all your relationships with other musicians.
Sure.
Of course, meeting Lux and getting married and having this beautiful family and everything. But you
Getting her to move to Michigan too, by the way.
I remember when you told me about. Hey, I think I got her.
And Channing and Quinn, by the way.
Really?
They're from Nashville.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I told them, come up here. They were a quirky duo down in Nashville, and they weren't getting a lot of gigs. I said, you should come up here. You guys would do great up here. And now Quinn, all comes full circle. Quinn now runs the listening room. That's his
Really?
room. Yeah, he conceived of the whole thing, and he put it all together, and he runs the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's worked out great.
But you really though, I hate saying like your career's over. I'm in the same boat. Like I said, we're the same age. Well, roughly the same age. I think we are the same age.
You look great.
I think we.
You look great. Are you in your 50s?
Yeah, we both are. Yeah. I'm sorry, I am. Didn't mean to out his age. But I look back too at my career, things that I've done, and I'm like, you know what, I did do that. That was cool.
Yeah.
You have your moments where you're like, oh yeah, I did that interview, or I did that story, or I did this idea 10 years ago, and now it's all being talked about today.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's just maintaining the life in music, being able to just do music, you know, I do some public speaking now, some corporate speaking, that kind of thing as well. And anything I can do to go talk about music or play music and still have a nice place in East Grand Rapids.
Right.
My kids go to a good school, and it's what else is.
What else is there? Yeah. So you never had the temptation to leave and go to LA or somewhere for a while?
Sure. I mean, I lived in LA for a couple of years. I lived in New York for a couple of years, but this was always home. And when I wanted to start a family, when I met Lux, and we wanted to start a family, I said, well, Grand Rapids is a place to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and she's like, Grand what?
Crazy.
So,
Crazy stuff.
She loves it now, you know. This is a great home for us. It's 15 years now we've been married.
Yeah. I love, I mean, the Midwest actors, musicians that just stay. I mean, look at Jeff Daniels, right?
Yeah, Jeff
I mean,
Still,
Jeff's a great guy. You've hung out with him, you've performed with him before.
Yeah, we made an album together a couple of years ago as well, and terrific guy. We just saw him in New York. Just went to see his play.
How was it?
Kill a Mockingbird's amazing.
I mean, everyone says that, yeah.
Too late now for anybody else.
Is it
Ed
done now?
Harris well, Ed Harris is taking
Oh, okay, all right.
It's such a, you know, Aaron Sorkin wrote it, who's amazing, and so they had to keep it going.
Yeah.
And Ed Harris, honestly, Ed Harris is terrific, but, you know, to be able to see Jeff do that was just spectacular.
Yeah.
It's just the best thing.
But he stayed in Michigan. He
He's
didn't
still
leave.
here. His family's here. He's got a little compound there with all his. It's funny. They're like the Kennedys over there in that lake in Chelsea. He's got a house on his right, one son and daughter-in-law, and the other son and daughter-in-law is on the other side. And then they get grandkids, you know, running around. So it's like this whole Kennedy compound. It's so funny.
I hope you tease him about that.
I do.
You should. You should. So I started thinking back all the memories and things that we've done. We've been wine tasting before. Do you remember that?
Wine tasting. You came up to. Were you up in Sonoma with us?
No, I think we were in Napa. I think.
Yeah, Napa.
Yeah.
Napa. That's right.
We went
And
wine
that's right.
tasting
When we
together.
were recording the album.
Yeah.
I was with another girl at that time.
We both talk about that. But I don't know if I ever told you the story. I'm sure I did. This came up not too long ago. But I think Sammy Hagar and Eddie Van Halen were in the studio at the same time, right? Who was in the studio at the same time you were recording?
Metallica.
Metallica was there for sure.
Yeah, they were recording their album Load, I think it was, the album after the Black Album. I think it was Load.
Yeah.
I think it was that. Anyway.
But Sammy Hagar was there too, doing some things.
Okay, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was there.
You would know better than
Well, no, this is why I remember, because you guys were working on a session. You were having some disagreements with the producer. I don't remember how it went. You're like, this might be
could
good.
have been any session, by the way.
And I think you said something like, this is going to take a while. Why don't you just go chill out and come back, type of thing. I'm like, that's cool. I can take a cue, whatever.
Yeah.
So I take off through the parking lot, and Sammy Hagar comes. Well, I didn't know it was Sammy Hagar. Just this Porsche comes going blaring through the parking lot, almost runs me over.
Yeah.
And then,
Sounds like Sam.
yeah,
Can't drive 55.
Exactly. He rolls out his window and he's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." He's like, "Okay," and then just proceeds to go faster on the way out the parking lot. And I'm like, can you imagine that? Grand Rapids Press Entertainment editor dies in California with while the verve-pipes are recording their own. Yeah.
You know,
Would have been a great story.
who was going 55 in the parking lot?
Let's see here. What else? Tours. I mean, I've seen you many times. We've gone backstage many times.
Yeah.
You know, I've had to keep people away from you. I was your bodyguard at some point.
That's nice.
It felt like.
Now it's so accessible here, right in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you where I am.
Well, you play out people's living rooms now.
Yeah, I mean, I did that now for, it's our 13th year, so over 800 house concerts I did that.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm retiring that whole thing now.
Well,
Finally retiring it.
I can't believe you were doing it in the first place. The
Yeah.
concept of like, let's go to your house.
Fun. No, it's fun. It was fun. The issue was you knock on a door and you don't know who's behind the door.
Right.
I mean, you've been going back and forth with email, so you don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
And out of 800 of them, I mean, most of them were fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, and I went back and repeat customers and sold a lot of CDs and shake a lot of hands, and it was great. I would do sometimes 3 or 4 a day on the weekend.
Wow, and you
Go from one to the next.
develop great relationships and
Oh my
great
gosh.
fans.
Oh yeah.
over the years.
I had to reconnect with those 1.5 million fans that bought that Villains record. You know what I mean? And we lost all those fans. I'm like, I was just going into their home and force myself back on them.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to think of other things that have. Is it true that you almost named an album Mary Lou Rotten?
Oh, that's so funny. I think that might have been somebody else who came up with that. That's a good one, though. That's a good one.
What album was that? Was that for Pop Smear?
I don't remember that. That certainly
Maybe you were just
sounds
because
like
you
that.
like to have fun and joke around, right?
Yeah.
And I remember one time
Yeah.
like, guys, I think we have a name for the album. I'm like, what is it? We're gonna call it Mary Lou Rotten.
I'm sure somebody's already used that.
And you're like, but then we changed it the last minute. I'm like,
My favorite was when we were naming the band. I wanted to name the band Jimmy Tourette's and the effing FFs. But not the F's,
no.
but the actual word.
Yes.
And now I realize in hindsight that would
That would have been a good thing. Yeah.
It
It was.
was that.
Yes, and then there's the whole Verve thing, right? How could a band
Yeah,
like the
Verve
Verve
Pipe.
come along at the same time as the Verve-pipe?
Well, I remember we were sitting, we just named the band the Vander-pipe, we just got the artwork back, so there's no change in it at that point. And then we saw a music magazine, and it had an advertisement for the Verve,
Yeah.
band called the Verve from England, and they had an album called The Storm. I think it was The Storm coming out. We're like, oh no, we're going to change the name. And then we talked about, we thought, well, what would be the chances that
Right.
a band from Grand Rapids, Michigan would be successful, and a band from England would be successful. We're never going to, and our hits were like within weeks of each other. Like we were both on the charts at the same time, in the top 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was just terrible luck. Now they got sued. They had worse luck than we did. They got sued by Verve Records. It used to be the Verve, and they had to change it to Verve. I'm sorry, the other way around, Verve to the Verve. And then they got sued Rolling Stones, and and we were unscathed in that
Yeah.
whole thing. So we're very fortunate.
How did you come up with the name?
Our old guitarist, Brian Stout, brilliant guy, very funny, great guitarist. He stood up one day in the studio there, Station C Studios.
Oh, Station C, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He stood up at the table, it's 3 a.m, he was tired, and he had a few beers in him, and he said, we're going to name it the Verve-pipe, and F all of you mother effers who don't want it to be called that. And we're like, okay, relax, and that's how we named it. And then he left the band like 3 months later, left us with this terrible moniker.
Well, it could have been other names, so.
There are other names, but
There you go.
We talked to RCA about changing the name and everything, but we stuck with it.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah. So one thing that we do want to talk about is songwriting, because you have written some incredible songs. I'm not just saying that. You know that. I mean, you have some songs that just probably just came out of you, and you're like, "How I wrote that?"
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Um,
I mean, not the brilliance.
not the brilliance happens
but
every day.
The
But
songs, the songs are out
Yeah.
there. You just happen upon a melody. Freshman was that way. I was humming a song, humming this thing, and as cliche as it was, I remember being in the shower and like, what is this? I get my head in there. I thought it was a commercial, something. I was asking friends, like, do you know this? And I was like, oh, maybe that's mine. And I was a freshman. And that's how it happens still to this day.
well, and I think weren't you like working at MC Sports, something like that?
Working at MC Sports, I used to string tennis rackets, even though I didn't play tennis. I used to string tennis rackets in the back room,
Yeah.
and then I would write lyrics while I was stringing tennis rackets. I wrote so many songs off Pop Smear in that back room, 28th Street, MC Sports.
28th Street, right,
It's
yeah.
no longer there now. 28th Street is.
Right, that's good. See what I mean about a sense of humor. But I remember these stories because I love when either we've talked on the phone or in person or you're on stage. You have this body of work, and it's really unmatched. I mean, you think about the performers in Michigan that are doing what you're doing, and there are very few people that have been able to do this and make a living.
Yeah, well, it's not easy to make a living. It's getting worse and worse. For 4 million streams of The Freshman, I got a check for $200.
For 4 million?
4 million, yes. It's .00005 cents per stream. So if you do the math, somebody do the math and prove me wrong, but it was about $200.
Wow.
That's terrible. So you can't make a living off of that.
Yeah.
Now everybody's out touring again.
Because they have to.
They have to tour, and that's why it's even hard. It's very competitive to tour now too.
Yeah.
All the bands want to go in the South in the winter. So
Right.
we don't go in the South in the winter because it's hard to get gigs.
Right.
Because everybody's in there. So we go north and play up in the wintry, snowy areas. But it's great because those people have anything to do. They all come to the shows.
That's true.
It works for us.
So what's next for you guys? I know there's a new album coming out next year.
New album, yeah, working on that right now, and that's going terrifically. Excited about that. We have a big tour coming up of the Northeast. That's in April. So that'll be about 3 weeks out all over the northeast of the United States. And just writing, constantly writing, doing some speaking gigs, and doing what I can to make a living.
Movies?
Movies, yeah, we just released another short film called The Perfect FU Font, which is which is super funny. We just filmed it in Saugatuck. I highly recommend people go to YouTube. My YouTube channel is called the Vander Ark channel, and check that out. It's very, very funny. And it's about 7 minutes long. So we just submitted that to all the film festivals.
Great.
That we did with Bullies on Vacation. We had a very
Sure.
successful short that went a couple of years, or a few years ago. So that's coming out too. So good stuff.
Good stuff. So do you, one last question, getting back to the songs, do you have a favorite song? Do you have a song that you never get sick of playing, that, I'm sure it varies from time to time and season to season, but is there a song you kind of go, I can still remember where I wrote it, it means something to me more than ever?
I can tell you this, maybe I'm saying this because I was just came from the dentist's office,
Mm-hmm.
and my dentist is a great guy. He's always a bit of a cut up, and he always puts my music on.
Does he really?
Yeah.
You walk in the door. Yeah.
And I heard the Jeff Daniels album that I did,
Uh-huh.
and then he put that on, and there's a song called Behold the Brave. And I kind of forget about it sometimes, but man, and I listened to it today, it was just like, wow, really nailed everything I wanted to say in that, about a relationship between a father and a son.
Uh-huh.
Not my father, but a fictional father.
Right.
And I'm like, this would be a great play or a great movie or whatever. So, those are the songs that come back to me and I go, wow, that I really nailed that one. The Freshman, not so much. I still think it's a poorly written song.
I could have done better.
I could have done better.
All right, the shows are November 27th, 29th, and the 30th at the Listening Room.
Listening Room in the brand new Studio Park. You got to
Yeah.
check it out down there. It's beautiful. Have you been down there?
I
Seen movies down there or
have
anything?
been down there. I've not seen a movie, though.
Go see a movie there too.
Yeah.
Right. But the Listening Room is a terrific, terrific place. We just loved it.
Great. And then your website is the-verve-pipe.com, right?
Yep, and BrianVanderArk.com too. Follow me on Instagram. Actually, I didn't tell you this. If you look at my Instagram and follow me, you'll see that I did karaoke in New Orleans to the Freshmen. And nobody knew me. And I went up and sang it. And the comments were great because somebody was like, you're trying too hard. You sound like the guy from the Verve-pipe. There's only like 6 people in the place too. Pretty cool.
That's great.
That was good. That was good. So I love posting those kind of things on my Instagram. So Brian Vander Ark Instagram.
And here's the guy that a long time ago, I remember you go like, hey, are you on the internet? And you're like, no, I don't want to do all this. What's the internet? I don't want to do that.
That's never going to last.
That's it. Thanks a lot, Brian.
You bet, buddy.